This is like the pre-show, bird nerds. What I'm going to do, is put I'll put up a nice picture. Where are we? Where are we? Hello, hello YouTube. I'm just going to put a nice little picture up. Actually, while we're waiting, how about I play some propaganda? I see someone's really into propaganda, so let me run this one. And
Eastern curlew, it's a critically endangered bird. It migrates from Alaska and Siberia back to Matunda Harbour. They fly between 9,000 and 11,000 kilometres. They come back, they're skinny, they're exhausted, and they use the time here to fatten up.
The immediate area, it's a feeding area for eastern curlew. If you remove a feeding area, they are not able to put on weight for the long migratory journeys.
And they want to build high-rise apartments.
It must be a no-go area. Developing out onto the mudflats is totally unacceptable.
Well, Toondah Harbour is a very important habitat. It's part of Moreton Bay. The migratory shorebirds actually spend up to 9 months a year here.
These birds feed and live on mudflats.
These birds come back to Australia. They spend more time here than anywhere else. So to say that we're going to put in a large, concrete, glitzy archipelago when that actually means trash a Ramsar site, no, not acceptable.
This is public land and they're giving it to a private developer, taking away something that belongs to all of us.
When Raby Bay was built, within 2 years, 5,000 birds that used to roost near that area had totally gone. They totally disappeared. So for the developers to say that, this is going to have no real impact is not true. The fact is that under national and international law, migratory shorebirds are all protected. The advice was this development is clearly unacceptable, and yet they totally ignore it.
When the minister goes against what the Department of Environment says, there's something to worry about.
Why have an international action plan and yet not do everything in its power to set the example? It will be a national shame if this development is given approval.
Become curious. Discover the amazing natural world that surrounds you, and then become active.
We've been fighting this for a few years now, but we're certainly not giving up.
These areas are important. They're important for birds. They're also important for people. So we need to learn to share the shorelines. We can live and we can have development where nature is a part of that development and is protected.
I've been coming here for 30 years, and it's my most dearest wish that my children and their children will be coming in here for another 50 years, and that they'll see and they'll appreciate what I'm seeing.
hello, bird nerds. Tuesday, Nup to the Cup Day. Hey, it's going to be very, 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 very loose today. If you hadn't seen that video before about hashtag Toondah, the Toondah Harbour development, I'm very happy to play that again. Someone's in the comments. Let's see. Hello, Peter. How you going? Peter, you've seen the Toondah video before, haven't you? But I don't reckon you saw the one I played yesterday. So while we're sort of dicking around, waiting around, I'll bring your comment up shortly and we'll talk about it. But I want to play the video I played yesterday about the gangs, because gangs are right up there for me as a favourite. But I don't think I've got them as the favourite. But let's enjoy the gang cockatoo for a minute. And hope your Tuesday's going great, Peter. You don't have the public holiday, do you, up there? Look, I love this. You've actually seen yesterday's show. Well done. Great. I'm going to play it again anyway, so I hope you don't mind, Peter. Here we go. There we go. I'm back. I do want to give Tim Siggs a big plug for that video that I grabbed off his YouTube channel. Go and have a look. About 15, 16 years he's been taking videos about birds. Started when he was 15, and I reckon his stuff's really cool. Okay, hello. Facebook as well. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. All right, let's get with this. Hey, Peter. Here's your favourite. Welcome swallows and major Mitchell cockatoos. Should I pull that? Should I get a visual of those up as well? Let's do that. Bear with me while I'm dicking around, Peter, because I've got to do this on the fly. The welcome swallow. Okay. There we go. Let's get this up. Let's share this one. Peter's favourite. All right. Let's get this one up. Share screen. There we are. The welcome swallow. Now, the welcome swallow is basically Australia's barn swallow. Least concern, conservation status. Handsome bird, aren't they, Peter? You can pick them out in flight with the deeply forked tail, and the only other bird that they're likely to be confused with in Australia really is the fairy martin, but you can tell that they're not the barn swallow because they don't have the breast band, I guess, which separates the throat patch, the dark breast band that is defined, that breaks up the russet throat and the white breast. So yeah, they're a cool bird. I don't know if you've noticed, Peter, in the last little while, I've a couple of times mentioned that we haven't been seeing the welcome swallows over the park that we usually see. Gee, that's a nice picture, isn't it, from Jed Tranter? That's in Brisbane, that picture too, Peter, by the way. There's a fledgling. Feed me. Fantastic birds. I'm with you on that. Now, what was the other one you said, Peter? The Major Mitchell cockatoos. Does anybody not No, the Major Mitchell cockatoo. What am I doing? This isn't being very friendly. Here we are. eBird. There we are. Sorry. And if you want to keep me occupied, that's really easy. Just put a comment in. You might have guessed that one there. That's what I'm nominating as my favourite, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Now, is it called the Major Mitchell cockatoo or is it called the pink cockatoo nowadays? Major Mitchell's cockatoo. Here we go, Peter. This is your other favourite. All right, let's check that photo out. They're amazing looking birds, aren't they? I mean, they're essentially a sulphur-crested cockatoo, only different, right? I mean, look at that. Beautiful. And what is it? Eating a Berseria, maybe? Hard to know. Yeah, absolutely stunning bird. I'm with you on that, Peter. Absolutely with you on that. Oh, how good is that photo? Nicholas Burke, 2019. Jobs Gate, Queensland. Oh, in the Paru country. In the Channel country, overflow country, Clancy of the Overflow. That's pretty cool, isn't it? That's. Would you guess that's heading towards dusk in that outback country? Yeah, bloody beautiful, bloody beautiful. Okay. Oh, hello. A few more in the stream. Let's see. Let's say hello. Where are you from? More on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. Twitch. Bloody good. Hello, Twitch. Haven't had someone from Twitch commenting for a while, so let's see. Now. New Holland Honeyeater. Okay. Let's get in here. This is what we want. So do keep throwing them at me. All right. Change species. Now, New Holland Honeyeater. Anyone who checks out my First Seen and Heard each morning knows that I frequently hear or see the New Holland Honeyeater early, most days. There it is. Pugnacious little buggers. I love them for that. Least concern. That's nice. Let me hold up there. It's Stan, isn't it? And here we go. Let me put you up. I've remembered rightly, haven't I? Stan at Kangaroo Island TV. Tell me if I'm right. If I'm wrong, kick my bum. Peter wants to get some welcome swallows around the house. Do you have some eaves, or do you have a shed that they can nest under, Peter? I guess that would be the main thing if you want them to be living around the home. The other thing that I noticed about welcome swallows, if you want them around, have permanent water that they can get to. So it's got to be in an open space so they can swoop down and get it. And also a little mud puddle around breeding time. And I used to get some chaff, dried grass or something, or if I was going past a stock and station store, just grab a handful of straw out of a bale. Pergola works. I mean, they generally like the old pergola, the gazebo or whatever. So that would be good. Okay, New Holland Honeyeaters. Let's talk about them for a minute. Extremely pugnacious. They can hold their own. Very sociable. I don't know a lot about them. I've been trying to interview someone about honeyeaters. Oh, good, Stan. I'm glad I got it right. There we go. Thanks, Stan. I like to put them all up. Yeah, the New Holland Honeyeater, depending on the angle that you see it, there we go. See how the beak looks a little bit more curved than in that shot? They always look, when I'm walking around and see them most mornings, they always look like they have a little bit more of a curved beak. They're a great bird. I'm sure they live in families. Let's see what eBird tells us. Gee, that's a lovely shot, isn't it? Look at the whiskers and the definition on the ear patches below the ear coverts, the mustache. What a striking bird. Sitting on I'm guessing that's going to be a Grevillea superb or a Robin Gordon. Magnificent. What do they tell us in terms of no real information about their livelihoods? Do you want to listen to the call? Yep, that's it. Chop, chop, chip, chip. That's what I hear very, very, very often in the mornings. Really, really common. Really common. Beautiful bird. All right. Stan, who did you nominate? That was New Holland Honeyeaters. Peter's got his in. Here we go, some more. Yeah, they're very insectivorous. That's quite true. I mean, that's why they're hanging around all year. Great. Now, those of you who are here attending, did you see the news about who is the bird of the year in New Zealand? I know you saw yesterday's show. They've got a thing called the rock wren. The rock wren won. Let me bring it up. Actually, I better refresh their page and see. We did the show so early that they... here we are. Look at this, Peter. Change over to this tab. Look at that. Bird of the year. What a cool little bird, hey? Look at those rear claws. If you did hear the conversation, they're adapted to be able to hang on to rocks and whatnot where it's slippery and where there's snow and everything. Really, really, really cool. So, the conservation status. What were they telling us about that yesterday? I think they're almost gone. I think there we are. There's the rock wren. Serious trouble. Yeah, they're like so many birds in New Zealand. That's a huge problem. What a fabulous bird. Peter and Stan, and whoever else is in the stream, do you have spotted doves, or the Indian turtle dove, as we knew it as I knew it when I was growing up? Did you have those around your place, and have you noticed that they have been losing their tail? Anyone notice that? Just sort of wait. Now, I put something up in Twitter just before about the lack of bird song in Guam, and did you check out? Have any of you seen that story that was in the Guardian? I think it was. Or the Conversation. I'll bring it up in a minute because I've got it there. Yeah, it was in the Guardian. I'll bring that whole thing up again. Let's talk about my favourite. I think I've settled on this one as being my favourite. Reason being, when I was a kid, these birds were really common, but I had a family property along a river up in the foothills in northeast of Melbourne. And my uncle who lived on that property had a veggie garden, and whenever we'd be out in the veggie garden, these guys would come along and would follow us around. And like if you take a break and you stick your shovel in the ground or your spade, or your fork, depending on what you were using, these guys would come along and land on it and watch you. And that's the pose that I remember so much from walking through the sclerophyll forests, and they would be around, and that's what they do. They land on the trunk and they watch you. So I think I'm going with the eastern yellow robin, just simply because such a familiar bird of my childhood. Least concern, I've got to say, I don't actually remember their call. Let's have a listen. Oh, yes, I do. Obviously having a conversation, one in the background. Oh, tree creeper there in the background too. That's enough of that. So, okay, I think that's my favourite. Stan, what have you got to tell us? Bronze wings. Yeah, we've got lots of crested pigeons around here. Stan, no missing tails. I just noticed for a couple of days in a row, I saw several spotted doves with no tail. Very, very, very surprising. Now, I also want to talk about some of the suggestions that had been made. So let me get in here. I don't think we're going to get many people come in from the US, but let's have a look. No, that's not. That's a different thread. I do like what Lakey Farm on Twitter, Raymond Dieu, has said. All birds are good, yes. I mean, many people made a very similar observation. Who else are we welcoming? Twitch, Facebook again, YouTube. If you're new, say hello. Tell us where you're from. Cardinals. All right. Okay, Peter. Now tell me why you love cardinals. Is that a first-hand thing, or is that a just something from watching movies or whatever, and you see those beautiful red scarlet birds? All right, I'm going to try and put a couple of these up. Now, where's this one? We've got spotted pardalotes. Who gave me this one? Here we go. Coach Q on Twitter gave me this one. Here's the tweet. Oh, hello. You're coming in. It's great to see. Hi, more on YouTube. Hello. Coach Q on Twitter said to me, the first call I learned, witchetty. Now, you'd almost think that was Australian, wouldn't you? Witchetty grub. The common yellow throat. I grew up in Maryland. They were originally called Maryland yellow throat. Grew up on the bay. I don't know which bay that is, and heard them often. So when I became a birder, I was immediately familiar with them, and hence they became my favourite. Now that's probably why the eastern yellow robin was my favourite. But let's see, witchetty witchetty. Now, I hate trying to describe bird calls. Let's see if any of these calls sound like witchetty witchetty. Oh, nearly. Oh, almost. I almost got witchetty witchetty out of that one. Oh, that would be close, wouldn't it? Witchetty witchetty. Yeah, I'll kind of go with that one. Okay. Okay. Now, what does that look like? What does the common yellow throat look like? Let me change species. And then we'll have a look at the cardinal, Peter, just so people know what you are. I think we all know, but there's a couple of different cardinals, so let's check them out. Common yellow throat. All right. Ah, okay. That's what somebody. Okay, somebody did show me that visual. Okay, very nice. Very nice. Let's have a look at how extremely widely distributed across North America and Central America and into the Caribbean by the look of it too. Hi, David. David Leon. All right, American woodcock. Okay, we are definitely going to have a look. David, do you like them because of the strut? I'm pretty sure that people won't know too much about it. So let me see if I can find a YouTube video for the common woodcock, American woodcock. I did see those great videos of the one that was in Central Park, I think. David, you might be able to tell me if I'm on the right. Sharp dancers. Yeah, we'll get there. I did see them. Okay. This is the one I like. American woodcock in New York City, funky dancing in Bryant Park. There we are, March 2022. So that would be the one that I first saw. But let's check this one out. These are the moves that we all know and love. Share this tab. Here we go. It's coming. I do like that. Let's let me go back. Where was I? We'll have a look at the ones in New York City as well. I think this is the stuff that I had seen, David. Now, David, tell me. I'm not too sure that I like the 70s porno music going with them. How about we... that music was a bit loud. There we go. Let's get that back there. David, why do you reckon they move like that? Does anyone want to come up with a suggestion? How's that cruising through the rose bushes? Wouldn't you like to see that? Okay, let's stop that. I think we got the gist of that. Okay. This is really cool. Okay, Birdlinger. Hello, Birdlinger. Nice to see you. Yeah, that's a really interesting idea, isn't it? That the vibrations on the ground would bring up worms. I don't know. David, have you seen the woodcock? Like, are you good friends with the American woodcock? I must say I am not. Don't know anything about it, apart from what I've seen here. I know the Eurasian woodcock. I've seen that one out there as well, doing a similar funky dance in Europe. Let's see. The cardinal. Peter, other suggestion. Which one, Peter, I wonder. Let's have a squiz and check out our choices. Yeah, I'm going to put that up on eBird. Actually, let me get that. Let's see which cardinal. Cardinal. There's the Vermilion Cardinal, the Northern Cardinal. Looks like there's one that might be... Oh, there's a red-crested, a red-cowled. Gee, there's a lot of cardinals. I'm going to have a check out the Yellow Cardinal. Let's have a look at that one. You might not have seen this one, Peter. Oh, I like this one. Let me just get that one up. What do you reckon of that one, Peter? Come on. Endangered. Of course it is. No, it's never been in movies because look where it's found. Down in Argentina, Peru. Okay, that's why we don't know it. Let's check out the other cardinals. Of course, we've got the Northern Cardinal. I think that's... keep your suggestions coming too, and I'll keep finding some things. Okay, that's great. So, talking about the woodcock, that's great, David. So you're in Chicago, okay? So you... fantastic. Okay, so here's one for you, Peter. The Northern Cardinal. But I wonder what the vermilion looks like. Amazing. Yes, the red. Is that a thing? Oh my goodness, is that a thing? Stan, we might talk about the Godwit. Oh, and the Marabou. Okay, I've got to star that so I don't forget. We will come back to that. We will come back to that. Okay, let's check out. So that's the Northern Cardinal, Peter. I'm guessing that that's the one that you were talking about. But let's. I want to see the vermilion because vermilion is red, right? So. The vermilion cardinal. How different is it going to be? Oh, it doesn't have quite the red mask and it's got a sideways crest. Let's have a look at the... Looks more like a bulbul to me than traditional... there we go. There's the female. Look at that lopsided crest and that... Gee, that's a chonky beak, isn't it? Pine fruits, I think. Would that be right? Would that be right, David? You're over on that side of the world. Are they like the grosbeaks and whatnot, eating pine seeds? And gee, that's a real chonky beak, isn't it? That's a stonker. That's a stonker. Common in desert scrub and dry forests in the lowlands. Okay, look at that. It's Guyana, Venezuela. Yeah. Okay. Aruba, Curacao. How do you pronounce that? St. Vincent's and the Grenadines. Okay, so that's why we don't know anything about that one there, Peter, because it's never been in movies because it's not a USA bird. Yeah, David, let's talk about that superstition because of course all birds are Christians, right? Yeah, of course they are. Of course they are. Yes. Okay, yeah, they are. That's a massive beak. Now, let's get back to this one, Stan. Marabou stork, let's go there first. And they are... Don't we love eBird? Okay, let's have a look at their range map. So the stronghold is that colonial East Africa, across sub-Saharan Africa also, Spain, been recorded in Spain and in Europe, mostly Spain, Tanzania, Namibia, Botswana, Malawi, Zambia there, so yeah, quite a lot. What do they sound like? Let's see what the marabou sounds like. They kind of sound like they look, don't they, in a way? It's a bill rattle, recorded by Andrew Spencer in Ethiopia. Juveniles begging for food. Let's check that one out. Andrew Spencer again with that one in Ethiopia. You really would want to shut them up, wouldn't you, if you're hearing that? Yeah. They are one ugly bird, aren't they? Look at that. Wonder how big those wingspan is. Let's, yeah. Look at them there with the kites just hanging out on an acacia. Wildebeest in the background there. I'm not sure that there's not some domestic cattle or something in the background there too. Where's that? Joel Adams took that, and that's in Ethiopia. Field between railway tracks and an expressway. Interesting spot. Interesting spot. What are they going to tell us? What are they least concern? Yeah, cool. Okay, let's go back. You said Bartol Godwit as well, Stan. Now, the Bartol Godwits are in the news. You would have seen that, I'm imagining, about their amazing non-stop flight. It's now been proven that they flew non-stop from Alaska to Tasmania in one hit. Right, we can unstar that, hide that. Okay, a couple more I've missed. Yes, David, you are correct. Yeah, all the stalks are pretty rugged. The shoebill. Bartol Godwit, near threatened. So I'll pull that range map up a little bit and we'll have a look at where they... that's too much, isn't it? Let's have a look. So they're really... So their stronghold is Europe and then Alaska. Now, the thought always was that they were breeding in Alaska and then stopping off all the way down Japan, South Korea, China, Thailand, maybe the Philippines or Indonesia, and then to Australia. But the recent tracking has them coming from the Arctic Circle all the way down to Tasmania. So, pretty amazing. Don't they look handsome in their breeding plumage? Yeah. We don't see them like that here, though, do we? We see them more like that. Now, that one's from Norway. Ian Davies. Oh, very nice. That one's also in Norway. Again, Ian Davies took that shot. Evan Lipton, this is in New Zealand. So that's what they look like when we see them generally down here. Same as that one. That one's from Moreton Bay. That's the roost site that's actually not too far from Toondle. So Peter Taylor took that one at Torble High Tide Roost. Peter, you're a Brislander. You can tell us how far that is from the Toonda site that is being threatened. And there's a very handsome European Bartol Godwit, again in Norway, from Ian. And there's one in Ireland. So there we are, Ryan Shane. Very nice. And where's that one? Barnstable, Massachusetts in the US. Gee, sorry, Peter. Why did I think you were in Brisbane? That was silly. I did. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm not going to look it up. Anyone else got a favourite? Now, Peter's told us about the Major Mitchells or pink cockatoo. Let's start narrowing it down because did anyone miss my favourite? Do I have to go there again? I'm happy to go there again. How about, somebody just won the Melbourne Cup. Hooray! Apart from the cockatoos, Peter, has anyone got a favourite parrot? I'd be interested to know that. Let's break it down. Oh, here we go, Birdlinger. Sorry, I missed this one too. Let's put this one up. Birdlinger birds. Am I pronouncing that right, or is it Birdlinger? Birdlinger. I'm glad you enjoyed the Prothonotary Warbler episode. That was fun talking to Jared. That was really, really cool. Tell us if I'm pronouncing that right. Okay, the monk parrot. Okay, let's check out the monk parrot. Now, I'm guessing that you like the monk parrot, David, just because they have escaped and monk parakeet, and that you can see them in some places in the States. Where's the conservation status? It hasn't come up. I'm going to refresh that. Has not come up as the conservation status. That's interesting. Yeah. Now, of course, it's a South American parrot, but people are nerdlinger. Okay, thank you. All right, now we've got some good ones. Okay, I thought parrots would get some people interested. Okay, so the monk parakeet has established in, it's not telling me exactly where, but it builds those massive nests, doesn't it? Let's have a look if there's any pictures of the nest sites. Yeah, pulling a thistle apart. Very nice. There we go. I think that's what someone was referring to the other day when we were talking about a big structure in Brisbane. But I don't think there's any monk parrots or parakeets that have established a feral population. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? That they hang out and behave like the sociable weavers. That's a good get. So they're established in Chicago, I'm guessing. Yeah, the south side of Chicago. Okay. All right. Then we learn something every day. All right, Peter, we're going to go to your... I'll go to Peter and then we'll get to your next one, Stan. Yeah. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting this one yet, Peter, but a yellow-cheeked rosella, of course, only found in the southwest corner of Western Australia. Peter, you'll be able to tell us, are they as adaptable as the crimsons and the easterns and the pale-headeds, northerns, Adelaide's, yellows are over here? Like, are they really, really frequent visitors to gardens that everybody loves? Jeez, they're a really handsome bird, aren't they? I love the scalloping of all the rosellas on their backs, and the blue wing patch. That's quite a young one. There's a pretty healthy male. Beautiful bird. Okay, we're going to the next one. This is one of my favourites as well. another one of the cockatoos. The little Corella, least concern, of course, super popular. Found over most of Australia. They just miss out on the most deserty of deserts. Okay, we've got yours coming, Stan. How do the monk parrots survive the winter? I do like, yes, deep dish pizzas. Nice one, David. What's Birdlinger telling us? Certain trees in people's yards. What are you helping us out with, Daniel? That'd be really nice for you to know. Okay, good on you. Right, we're going to get up to rainbow lorikeets. Let's get through the little Corella first. The bare blue eye skin. There we are. That's how you'll see them most often, I guess, hanging around with their mates. Short crest, but you don't always see it. That's the really common pose for the little Corella. That's actually in Perth. There we are. Now, I wonder, is the little Corella introduced into Western Australia? Because you have a Western Corella. Let's have a look at that just for fun. So let's see what this tells us. They're so similar, and very similar to the long-billed Corella. Least concern, but they're doing fine. Okay. Why would anyone introduce the long-billed Corella into Perth? That just is nuts to me. There we are. That's a great picture of Corellas. That's how you'll often see Corellas, isn't it? They're really an intergrade when you look at them between the long-billed and the little Corella. They've got the touch of pink around the face, a little bit, the lures, and then a little bit down on the cheek sometimes, but without any of the flecking on the breast like the long-billed Corella. Bigger crest than the little Corella. Beautiful bird. Okay. Yes, I think a lot of people like this bird, but gee, it's problematic too as well. This one's for you there, Daniel. The rainbow lorikeet. I mean, a stunning bird. I've told the story a couple of times, I think, on the podcast about when I first took an English guy who was working over here, working in horticulture, and he shared a house with me in Richmond, and I had a place down on the Gippsland Lakes, so I took him down on a weekend. And David, don't you know this bird? David Leon there. This is one of the most common birds around here, and they are so common that they are now a pest. And in New Zealand, they are spending lots of money to try and make sure that the aviary escapees, or the deliberately introduced rainbow lorikeets, never establish. They form basically gangs. They'll predate nestlings and whatnot. They're bullies. They're bullies. They're thugs. But they are stunning. But I used to feed these Yeah, yeah, that that's it. I don't know if they're turning so much into carnivores. I know when I used to feed birds off the balcony when I lived down on the Gippsland Lakes, we used to put, chopped bones and stuff out for the magpies, currawongs, and the rainbow lorikeets would feast on a chopped bone. They would get the fat and gristle and anything they could. So, yeah, but they are one stunning looking bird. Yeah, but it's a real management problem for birds like this, where they love being around people, but they are certainly, well, anecdotally, I would say that they are outcompeting rosellas in Melbourne. So that means we're getting lots more rainbow lorikeets, but we're getting less rosellas. Now, let's see. I think I've caught up with everyone. Okay, so I posed the question, what was your favourite parrot? Now I want you to tell me, do you have a favourite duck? Yeah, that might be interesting. Send in the Al Capone of parrots. Yeah, that would be interesting. Yeah, anyone got a favourite duck? Okay, wood duck. Okay, all right. I'm now. Oh, David, you're a okay. All right. Now, Daniel has also said wood duck. Birdlinger has said wood duck. Okay. Now, let me. Should I do the Australian wood duck first? I will. Let's do wood duck. See, when we say wood duck in Australia, that's what we're talking about. But that's not the wood duck that you guys are talking about, right? But let's have a look. Also called the maned goose, and you might see the back of the neck there. That's the female, and that's the male, and beautiful, beautiful patterning on the yeah. There we are. Oh, there we are, David. That's that's a pretty unnecessary. All right, I'm actually gonna, because you Americans are getting a bit too big for your boots. Now, that's something that our wood ducks have in common, right? Our wood ducks like to nest up in tree hollows, and I think yours does too. There's a wood duck family. Gee, wood ducks are nice. Julie Clark took that picture in Canberra. Beautiful shot, Julie. Okay, now I can't resist, actually. Oh, you're all going, yeah, American wood duck. They're so cool. Well, guess what? I spelled it wrong. If we're going to talk cool ducks, okay, that's a cool duck, right? That is a cool duck. Of course, the mandarin duck. And look how similar the female wood duck looks like, well, in the eye region anyway. But that's a cool duck, right? Look at the wings of the males. That's a cool duck. But yeah, all right, you're going to get your moment in the glory in the sun, you guys. Let's go. The wood duck. That's cool. Least concern. I'm a little bit surprised, but yeah, that's a stunning bird too, isn't it? Look, there's the female. I like the trailing edge there behind this speculum. There we are. Okay, well, yeah. They are quite similar to our wood duck. Okay, wood duck. I reckon that was good. Where have we got? Yeah, okay. So let's get through some of those. Yes, American wood duck does have a cool haircut. You can't disagree with that. Yes, Daniel, I worked that out. That was why I brought them both up. Okay, what have we got? Good. All the wood ducks. Okay. Musk duck. All right. We're gonna have a look at the musk duck. I like the musk duck. They used to be quite common where I used to live as a kid, and then I didn't see any. Haven't seen any for a long time. Except, there we go, look at that neck pouch. So they're like a diving duck or a steamer duck for those of you in the States. I think your ruddy duck is related to our musk duck and our blue-billed duck, but I don't think anyone else has got that throat flap or patch. There's a female and that was a male, but yeah, they're diving ducks. I didn't realise that are they common there, Stan, in Kangaroo Island? Tell us about that. Yeah, they're a cool bird. I do like the musk duck a lot. What's their conservation status? Least concern, that's good. I think they get overlooked. Yeah, I reckon they get overlooked. Gee, there's a lot of photos. That's good. Ever heard a musk duck? Oh. If someone told you that was a duck, would you believe them? That call? Yeah. When you say dancing, Stan, I think you're talking about their display on the water. They're sort of steaming around on the, yeah. Couldn't you hear that one? Let me put that back on again, and I'll turn the volume up. Oh, it's full bore. Ah, I know what's happening. I know why. Let me get back. I know why. It's because I'm sharing the screen and not the tab. Hold it. Bear with me. Let's get that. Let me do this a different way. Stop screen, and then I'll get this to here. I have to do the tab, and then it'll play the audio. Must up. All right. Tell me if you can't hear it this time in the comments. If you played that to to a bunch of people without letting them know that it was a duck. Most people would not call that. Yeah, let's get those up. Yeah, I agree. Hi, Naomi. Nice to see you. You're obviously not banned from Facebook again. That's good. Nice to see you. Naomi got banned while she was talking to us on Facebook. That was bizarre. Yeah, radar blip. That's what I would have thought. I would have. I reckon you would have been able to say, "This is a bird," and no one would go, "No, it's not." Yeah. Okay. Naomi, haven't seen you for a while. What's your favourite bird? Wow, piles of you on YouTube. That's great to see. I hope you're all subscribed. I'm trying to get to 500. No, I've got the community tab now. I don't need to get there. I just need to get to 1,000 so that I can get the rest of the features. So yeah, share it around. Help me out. Naomi, I need you to tell me what. Oh, pink robin. Okay. All right. Let's see. Naomi, just hold on before we go to pink robin. I'm going to try and find a musk duck display. Is that what you would like to see? Birdlinger. Let's get down here. How good is it that we can do this nowadays? Here we go, the musk duck mating display. Let's have a look at this. I'm hoping you can see this. No, you can't. Let me just stop it and then I'll share it. Stop. So we got to stop this one. Wouldn't that be good if I had a producer? How cool would it be to have a producer? Okay, we want the tab, which is YouTube musk duck. Share the audio. Yes. Okay. Yeah, thanks YouTube for telling me what I'm watching. All right. Ready, folks? Well, I hope he's going to do something. Oh, here we go. This better not be it. Oh, here we go. Get the paddle going. There we go. That's why they're called steamer ducks, right? Like a paddle steamer. I'm waiting. We haven't got long to wait. I'm not confident that we're going to get what we want here. That's what I remember seeing them do, just going backwards and cruising around. I have a feeling we're going to have to. We're going to have to go back. I'm not. No, we're not. We're going back. Let's go back. I think this one might be a better one on the Margaret River. No, I'm going to try this one. Oh, I'm going to check too here. Oh, here's a display near Perth. Maybe this one will be better. Let's check this one out. I want to check out the one that says that they've learned how to swear as well. Yes, David, because as we know, all birds are Christians, right? There we go. Underwater, disappeared. Oh, was that it? No way. We got to go back. Let's check out the remarkable musk duck on Lake Wallace. Let's check this out. I hope I don't get any copyright strikes for this. Who owns this video? Let me see. Oh, it's Birds in Backyards TV. I'm sure. Oh no! Don't tell me it's just a whole lot of. Oh no! Here we go. There we go. Oh, not exactly great video, but let's see. Come on. Come on. Oh, I fear we're going to be disappointed with this one. The title of this is Remarkable Musk Ducks. I'm not being remarkableized yet. Oh, here we go. On. Ooh, ooh. Well, they're just hanging around here. We got. Oh, I'm sorry. That one's let us down. Let's see. There's one apparently the musk ducks learned how to swear. Do we want to see that? The musk duck learned how to swear? Let's check that one out. Yeah, exactly, David. Too much pressure. I agree. I mean, when you're under pressure to perform, it's often a bit difficult, right? Okay, let's see what we've got.
Among the Australian wildlife, an unlikely bird has joined the podium of speaking animals. For the first time, the musk duck has been recorded imitating human speech, even learning to swear. These ducks can mimic the sounds they hear as hatchlings. Usually, they learn high-pitched whistles from their older flock mates.
That's not bloody
But those
Australia.
raised
You
in
can fuck off.
captivity
That's
away
bullshit.
from other ducks.
Frankenscience. You can piss off. Clickbait. Wanker. I hate that. That was total bullshit. But this one's apparently a let's check out Listerfield Lake. Oh, hang on. Oh, these titles are always clickbait. Let's see how we go. David, that was bullshit. That was total bullshit. That one, because when it supposedly showed the ducks, that wasn't Australia. I don't know if you could tell, but all right, let's check this out. Gary Tate owns this video. Come on. Come on. Here we go. Oh, don't tell me it's not a video. Sorry. Oh, hang on. It is a video. All right. Let's go. Good on you, Gary Tate. That was pretty interesting. I don't know if it was really that amazing. Let's see if we can get another musk duck doing. I'm not seeing any jumping around. Just not seeing the jumping around. Stan, pretty ordinary. Naomi, you have to tell us your favourite bird too, by the way. Got to say, that was pretty disappointing. Didn't even sound like a proper duck, did it? Okay. Yeah, they do look a bit like turkeys. Yeah, splashing. Okay, yeah, all right. I'll go with that, Stan. Yes, they were. Naomi, what's your favourite? I'm just going to stop the sharing on that one. Back to me. Go back to eBird because I like eBird. Show of hands, please. For you Australians, did you do the Aussie bird count? Here we go. Yes, sorry, Naomi. I did forget you told us that. So I'll get your favourite up, Naomi. But Australians, did you do the Aussie bird count? And for those of you in the States or elsewhere, do you do a bird count or any kind of survey or anything like that? All right, let's get this one up for Naomi. This is Chrome tab. Pretty hard to go past the pink robin. I love the pink robin. I used to see scarlet robins and flame robins far more often than pink robins. Female, male, and male in breeding plumage, really bright. Female, love the wing bands for these guys. Yeah, so let's have a look. Sorry, female. Juvenile, I was incorrect. Male in breeding plumage. Female. Let's go back again. Male. Female. That's female as well, but there's a bit of variation over the range. That's why the Australian robins can be very, very tricky to tell. Widely distributed. There we go. The whole eastern range. There we go. Females, males. Let's do the call as well while we're at it. Oh. Whipbird, how cool is that? I agree with you, David. Hear the whipbird? Raven? Oh, that was a crow, I think, actually. What did you think of that, David? Actually, let's... I heard the whipbird. I can't not do the eastern whipbird. We've got some pretty cool birds in this southeast corner of Australia that are fairly common. David, which one did it freak out over, the robin or all the others? Now, this is the eastern whipbird. I love the whipbird. It's really hard to choose, isn't it? Now, I know on the first seen and heard that we do each morning, Deb from Gippsland had posted a photo of this fella, and there's a juvenile, but they're usually in really, really dense thickets, and they're very, very hard to see. But let's go with a audio because they are. Here we are. Listen. Here we are. I can tell that one's definitely. Oh, here we go. That's got. Look at that. The sound of this one. I wonder why they're called a whipbird. Let's go back. I want a different one. Wasn't as loud as I remember. I think this one might be a better one. No. None of those recordings are anywhere as near as loud as I remember as a kid. That's them just having a chat. Oh, that's disappointing, that one. Let's try this one. Looks like a better. You can hear this one too, I hope. That's more like it. Oh, that was a bit disappointing. I always remember them being much louder than that. Yeah, I do like this comment. Yes, it has got a bit of Kramer about it. Very good. You don't miss the Coel. Okay, Stan, I don't know if you know, we've been talking on Twitter quite a bit about the Coel today. But while we're talking about it, this is a bird that you hear all summer for. I think it's the Pacific Coel we get. Let's check. Range map. Yes. Okay. Now this bird will sing. It's a cuckoo, and it will sing day and night. Here's the Australian one. That's it. Let's try a different one. They go day and night for months. That's what I used to hear a lot of. That. Let's try a different one. Oh, if they did that all the time, you wouldn't annoy you as much, would it? But this is the one that we all know and hate. There we go. What's your cat's name, David? Yeah. Now it's a different race, I think, Stan, of the koel in Thailand, but yeah, you can hear them frequently in a lot of Southeast Asia. That's the male. That's the female. Guess what that one's saying? There we are. There we are again. Pretty amazing looking birds. Yeah, so that's that one. Okay, black-billed cuckoo. Now, I don't know, Birdlinger. Did you hear or see the conversation I had about the brown-headed cowbird? Now, what did you say? Black-billed cuckoo. Okay, that's obviously going to be an American one. I don't know anything about it. Let's check it out. The black-billed cuckoo. Here we are. There's a black-billed koel, funnily enough, according to eBird. Okay, black-billed cuckoo. Widely distributed through America. Okay. What do they sound like? Are they dimorphic? That one's in Vermont. That one's in Nova Scotia. That one's in Massachusetts, in Suffolk. That one's in Maryland, in Baltimore. That one's in Quebec. Okay. Let's have a listen. What do they sound like? Let's have a listen to a song. Ooh. Okay, I can get with that one. In flight. Oh. Okay, what else have we got? Yeah, interesting. Okay, cool. Okay. Oh, there we are. Okay, pretty good. Thanks, eBird, for that. That's pretty bloody fantastic. Who's given us some love? Naomi's given us Facebook love. Hello, Costa. Nice to see you. Costa, if you're still in the room, and I'm thinking you're probably not, but if you are, what's your favourite bird, Costa? For those Americans who don't know, Costa is the host of Gardening Australia, and has the best beard in the world. Should I pull him up for everyone to see? What do you reckon, Stan? What do you reckon, Naomi, Peter? Okay. Oh, good. No, Birdlinger. Well, I'm glad that you checked out that. I don't think I've even released that in the podcast feed. I think that's only up on the YouTube. But that was great. I learned a lot about cowbirds. Yeah. Of course, if you are new to the channel or to the Bird Emergency, we're going to do something on tree sparrows coming up shortly. And the tree sparrow and the house sparrow are basically the reason that the Bird Emergency came into existence. Okay, let me stop the sharing here for a minute. and let me get. I've got to pull up Costa. If you're still watching Costa, I'm not doing this to make fun of you. You do have the best beard in the world, possibly the world. Let's go to Costa's website and let's share that. Oh, it's a new website too, by the way. Okay, let's promote the new website. Let's share this tab instead. Where are we? Now I've got to put it back into the stream. There we are. That is a stonking great beard, and there's a better view of it. There is a chicken there. I'm sure Costa won't mind if we play his video. Yes, Costa is a dead set legend. Did anyone see Costa doing the hang gliding and the microlight flight with Millie Formby? And of course, you've probably checked out the Millie episode that I did. Millie, for those of you who don't know, if you're in the States, Millie she crowdfunded to fly her microlight aircraft around Australia, and I think she's just about finished, to represent the distance that the shorebirds fly from the breeding ground in the Northern Hemisphere down to Southern Australia. So that was the whole idea. David, you are not going to get away with that. But let's just check out Costa. I have not seen this before, but Costa is a land. Can you hear me? Because I just got a warning saying my mic is disconnected. Just give me a yes in the chat if you can hear me, because I can hear me. So I'm guessing that. Just let me know. Can you hear me? And I'm going to play the Costa video. You can hear me? That's good. Okay. For those of you in the States, here's some more Australian accent.
My philosophy on life is pretty simple. It hinges around food. Without food, we don't have fuel. Without fuel, we can't operate. If we can't operate, we can't be creative. If we can't be creative, we can't think about the world around us. We lock down, we shut down, we offer nothing. We get dumbed down by our food if it's poor quality. When you actually grow food yourself, nurture yourself, grow your medicine, feed and fuel your mind, then you approach the world in a totally different light. But in order to get that quality, you need to understand nature, nature's systems, the ecosystems that underpin everything that we do. From someone like Kinky here, whose job is not to lay eggs. Her job is to build soil. Because without soil and fertility, we don't have fruit and vegetables, which means we don't have food, then we don't have life. I suppose if I had to cut my philosophy down to a sentence, it would be, we need to grow life, not death. Everything we do, we need to ask, am I building life or am I making death? And when you look at your actions like that, the whole world will shine in a different light. Hey Kinks, you're a soil builder. Eggs are a bonus from you.
Okay, I'm on board with that. Stan, you would like to know what was going on with Millie, so let's check out Wing Threads and see where Millie is. Where's the most recent one? A month ago. Okay, a month ago, Millie was in... I'm not going to play an hour and 38 minutes. So, yeah, a month ago she was in Port Lincoln to Port Pirie. So, where's Wing Threads? I'll check out the other website and we'll see if we can... I just see a headline here about postponing a flight. This is Millie's website, wingthreads.com, and this is the update. So she coming up, she's doing Latrobe Valley to Bairnsdale. So yeah, she's popped through to Melbourne. I didn't get invited out on a flight. Let's see the diagram below. Where are we now? August. So she's been past Eucla. Where did she start? Western Australia. I can't actually see where she's... got to June, August, Victoria. Let's have a look. Click on each state. October, November 2022. So that would mean it would be New South Wales. So yeah, she's been past Kangaroo Island, Stan. November, December, she's expecting to be in Merimbula, Maruya, Wollongong, Lake Macquarie, Taree, Coffs. So South Australia, what were the dates? September and October, she went past Streaky Bay, Port Lincoln, 26th of August, 31st of August, Port Pirie, 5th of August, Gawler, 5th of September, and 12th in Gawler. So yeah, sorry, Stan, you've missed out. Yeah. Millie is a dead set legend. David, if you can just go back through the archives on the Bird Emergency there on YouTube, and you will see Wing Threads or Millie Formby, and you can hear all about it. I spoke to Millie when she had almost finished her crowdfunding, and she got over the line, got the 20 grand that she was after. She works as she's a recreational pilot, so she's got the recreational pilot's license here. She's got a Master of Science in Zoology, and she has been, and I'm sure will be again, the Migratory Shorebirds project officer at BirdLife Australia. Millie's a cool bird. She's a great Aussie bird. That's what Millie is. Okay, and she's got a book out that you can buy. I'm sure you can purchase it if you really want to. There you are. And what she's doing on her flight around the country. There's Millie. There we are. On the flight around the country was popping into schools and basically telling everyone why it's important to understand shorebirds and to protect their habitat. So, boring brown birds living on mudflats that most people don't ever see unless they're bird nerds. But yeah, Millie flying around the country to promote the journey of the shorebirds. So, Yeah, it looks like she's in the Latrobe Valley roughly now. I might try and get an update with her. Yeah, Millie's a human bird, David. I can't do Monday next week, so I might do Tuesday next week, and I might see if we can record a catch up with Millie and find out about how she's going, whether she's got a sore bum from all that flying. Yeah, David, I suggest you go back and have a check out my chat with Millie, because that's the good thing about having the long chat on the Bird Emergency. You get to learn a lot. Stan, I don't know if I could get Millie to do anything. Millie is very much her own lady. I'm pretty sure when Millie's in doing Brisbane that she will be doing something about Toondah. I mean, everyone at BirdLife knows how yeah, everyone at BirdLife is really attuned to how important Toondah is. Obviously, I mean, BirdLife have got the actforbirds.org campaign. Of course, let me just stop that again, take that out. They're the email addresses to hassle the Queensland Minister for the Environment, the Queensland Minister for Planning, and over here, the Federal Minister for the Environment / Conservation. They're the people who can ensure that the Toondah Harbour development does not happen. Actually, while we've got a few people in here, I'm going to play that video again so that the US folk and anyone from the other side of the country who doesn't know what's going on at Toondah.
Eastern curlew, it's a critically endangered bird. It migrates from Alaska and Siberia back to Toondah Harbour. They fly between 9,000 and 11,000 kilometres. They come back, they're skinny, they're exhausted, and they use the time here to fatten up.
The immediate area, it's a feeding area for eastern curlew. If you remove a feeding area, they are not able to put on weight for the long migratory journeys.
And they want to build high-rise apartments.
It must be a no-go area. Developing out onto the mudflats is totally unacceptable.
Well, Toondah Harbour is a very important habitat. It's part of Moreton Bay. The migratory shorebirds actually spend up to 9 months a year here.
These birds feed and live on mudflats.
These birds come back to Australia. They spend more time here than anywhere else. So to say that we're going to put in a large, concrete, glitzy archipelago when that actually means trash a Ramsar site, no, not acceptable.
This is public land and they're giving it to a private developer, taking away something that belongs to all of us.
When Raby Bay was built, within 2 years, 5,000 birds that used to roost near that area had totally gone. They totally disappeared. So for the developers to say that, this is going to have no real impact is not true. The fact is that under national and international law, migratory shorebirds are all protected. The advice was this development is clearly unacceptable, and yet they totally ignore it.
When the minister goes against what the Department of Environment says, there's something to worry about.
Why have an international action plan and yet not do everything in its power to set the example? It will be a national shame if this development is given approval.
Become curious. Discover the amazing natural world that surrounds you, and then become active.
We've been fighting this for a few years now, but we're certainly not giving up.
These areas are important. They're important for birds. They're also important for people. So we need to learn to share the shorelines. We can live and we can have development where nature is a part of that development and is protected.
I've been coming here for 30 years, and it's my most dearest wish that my children and their children will be coming in here for another 50 years, and that they'll see and they'll appreciate what I'm seeing.
Wasn't that great hearing the whistlers at the end of that video? So that video says donate. Don't donate. Send a letter or an email to, or a tweet. They're the Twitter handles for Megan Scanlon, Queensland Minister for Environment, Stephen J. Miles, Deputy Premier and the Minister for Planning in Queensland, and Tanya Plibersek, Minister for the Environment in Australia's federal government. Now, if you note down those Twitter profiles and then check on them and then go through, you'll be able to find the email addresses. And look, trust me, if you want to make a difference, phone the officers of the ministers and write an email, and that has the effect of about 5,000 likes or whatever on Twitter. Actually taking the time to write an email personally and saying, hey, Megan, pull your finger out. Hey, Stephen, don't be a doofus. Hey, Tanya, I thought you were better than the last mob. Doing something like that isn't just a form letter makes a big difference. So that would be my left for you. Oh, you got off Twitter. Naomi, I'm still on Twitter, but I have got a Mastodon account, which is the same as my Twitter handle, which is @BirdEmergency. That's my Mastodon as well. And yeah, but I'm going to be doing more and more on YouTube now that I've got the community post. So, yeah. David, I've got to say, we're pretty lucky over here, but we're doing our best to stuff it up. We really are. We really are doing our best to stuff it up. Now, before we wrap up, does anyone else want to nominate a cool bird? We haven't even got to plants. Let's do that quickly. Who's got a favourite plant or a favourite flower? I will. I'm not exactly sure I've got a total favourite plant, but I think ever since I've been was a kid, I think I will go with. I think I'll go with this one. Yes, there we go. There's a really nice. Let's get a nice picture up for that one. Don't you hate how that happens? Oh, out of stock. Why is that coming up? I don't want a sales page. I'll go to the National Botanic Gardens. Where's the National Botanic Gardens? No, we'll go to the Oz plants. That'll be just as good. Okay, that's a good picture. All right, here's going to be my favourite plant. Now, I can't really say that I have a favourite individual plant, but I do have a favourite genus. So my favourite genus is the Grevilleas, without a doubt. And I do like Grevillea lanigera, which is a small ground cover. So that's what it looks like. But there's the flowers in bud, and that's the flower when the style has been extended, called a spider flower generally, and that is a little bit why. Honeyeaters love these ones for the Americans. Fantastic, fantastic plant. Well, while we're here, Naomi, let me go to here and we'll pull up your favourite. Let me search. Here we go. So we'll go the Waratah or the Tilapia, which is the state emblem of New South Wales. For those of you who are not in Australia, why? Well, come on, show me a Waratah. Oh, well, that was annoying. Let's go back. That wasn't letting me see anything much good. Let's go back to Tilapia. Where's my... Waratah, don't you love how we've got access to all this stuff now? Alright. Australian National Botanic Garden, that's probably the best place to go. Alright, where's our... So this is our standard Waratah. Where are we? There we are. What a beautiful flower. Closely related, if you didn't notice, that it is closely related to the grevilleas and the banksias, but that's the Tilapia found in the Sydney region, this one. But we do have one in Victoria, which I quite like. Nowhere near as spectacular, but there we are. Yeah. Okay. Kangaroo Island yakka or yucca? What? We don't have yuccas in Australia, do we, Stan? Are you talking about... I'm searching that one. I'm not sure what you're talking about there. What are you calling it? A yakka or a yucca? Grass tree, Xanthorrhea. All right. Kangaroo Island grass tree. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Xanthorrhea. Here we go. There we are. For those of you who are not Australians, you won't have seen a grass tree. What a stunning, stunning plant. Let's go back. And this is sort of how we often see them. But when they are big, old and mature, that's what they look like. There we are. Did you like that? Yeah, let's I'll pop you up there, Stan. For those of you not in Australia, that's a very old grass tree in the frame there. Now they're mature gum trees there, so we're talking probably to the top of the tree, about 3 meters tall. And after fire, the grass trees are fire resistant, but the foliage is packed with oils, and in a hot fire they will explode, and they're left with this black trunk. Let's see if we get I'll just go. There's the flower spike. So after fire they will often flower, but it takes years for them to flower. Let me just get back here, and we'll go grass tree after fire, and let's see if we can find some good. Here we go. There's a good picture. So there we go. Luke Casey, good stuff. So that's what we're often left with, stumps after the fires. They're quite resilient. They'll burn off. That's what it looks like after a bushfire in Australia generally. That's what you're left with in the bush. Unfortunately, in the last lot of fires that we had, there we are, just to give you another idea. But in the last lot of fires that we had, they were so hot, they were so devastating. There's another good... there we are. These are good pictures. So these are New South Wales. They have a range of species. Come on. Oh, well, that's not going to show me everything, so we'll forget that one. Sorry. Go back to here. Yeah, I think we get the idea. There's a good one. What's this going to show me? Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we used to have. That's what we would be used to in a fire. The bush would look like that, and it would quickly grow back. The eucalypts have epicomic buds, so that they'll sprout out from the trunks. In a lot of eucalypt species also will sprout from the rootstock, again from a fire-resistant root. And after a fire, that cleans out, opens up space, obviously, for seedlings and whatnot to grow. But our fires have been so hot that hasn't really worked in the way that we are used to. I'm doing some shows actually soon about the recovery or otherwise from bushfires. Okay, well, yes, here we go. They use the resin from the grass trees to make all kinds of things. They apparently like spinifex that the indigenous folk would attach spearheads to spears. All right, we're up to finish up time. I'm only going 2 hours. I didn't think we'd go 2 hours. Thanks everyone for joining in, having fun. I hope it was fun. Remember thebirdemergency.com. You can check out the podcast, and we'll be doing another thing this week. That's it, 2 hours. Thanks everyone. Bye. Oh, press the button, Grant. Press the button. End the broadcast.